Hello my dear friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joy and today in this lecture we will discuss about the UDAN scheme and also the challenges related to the UDAN scheme. First of all, let us understand what is the current affair. The focus of UDAN scheme is to enhance airport connectivity and to boost the air traffic. But there are various challenges at the implementation level of this UDAN scheme. So we will be discussing about the challenges of the scheme and also how to overcome these challenges. Now let us have an understanding about what is UDAN scheme. So the primary focus of UDAN scheme is to provide connectivity to unserved and underserved airports of the country, and this is done through revival of existing airstrips and airports. So through revival of existing airports, the scheme tries to provide more connectivity to unserved as well as underserved airports in the country. And through this, the scheme ensures regional connectivity or improvement in the regional connectivity. And this is done through a unique market-based model. So we will understand what is this market-based model which is adopted under the UDAN scheme. So under this market-based model, the interested airline and helicopter operators, they can start operations on unconnected routes. And for that, they have to submit a proposal to the implementing agency. Suppose an airline or a helicopter operator wants to start operations on an unconnected route. So they will have to submit a proposal to the implementing agency of the scheme. So now the operators could seek a viability gap funding or a VGF. And apart from this viability gap funding, they will also be eligible for certain concessions. And now many operators, many airline and helicopter operators would be submitting proposals to the implementing agency. So all these route proposals would be offered for a competitive bidding. And the bidding will take place through a reverse bidding mechanism. And the route will be awarded to the participant quoting the lowest VGF per seat. Now let us take an example. Let us assume many airline operators, SpiceJet is one, Indigo is one, Jet Airways, Air India. So let us take these 4 airline operators. Now they have to submit separate proposals to the implementing agency. Suppose an underutilized route. Let us take for example Mysore to Bangalore or Chennai. Suppose this is an underutilized route. So what will the implementing agency do? The implementing agency will receive proposals from SpiceJet, from Indigo, from Jet Airways and also from Air India, receiving proposals that they would like to continue or they would like to start operations in this route. And the implementing agency will put all these route proposals for a competitive bidding. And after this competitive bidding, the route would be awarded to the participant quoting the lowest VGF per seat. That means among these 4 operators, who quotes the lesser VGF or the viability gap funding will be awarded the route. And now suppose SpiceJet has quoted the least amount and suppose the bidding goes to SpiceJet. So the successful bidder, that is in our example it is SpiceJet. So SpiceJet will have exclusive rights to operate the route for a period of 3 years. So this underutilized route can be utilized by SpiceJet exclusively for 3 years. And also under the scheme, price of half the inventory of the seats are capped, airfares would be affordable. And apart from all this, a regional connectivity fund will also be created, and this is to meet the viability gap funding requirements under the scheme. So a regional connectivity fund will be created. And also additionally there will be certain tax concessions in the ATF fuel. So tax concessions will be provided by both the central government and also by the state government, and apart from this tax concessions, various waivers will be provided by the airport operators on the landing charges as well. So this will cut down the cost of the airline operator. So this benefit which is given to the airline operator has to be passed to the final customer or the passenger. So when the airline operator benefits from all this and when this benefit is passed to the passenger, the ultimate result is that the airfare will drop down. So air travel would become affordable, and also this will give a boost to the tourism sector of the country, and this will also create an employment generation. So this is UDAN scheme in brief. Now let us come to the challenges of the scheme. Now coming to the challenges, the first one is regarding the building of infrastructure. We have seen that the focus of UDAN scheme is to enhance regional connectivity by focusing on the issues of underconnected and unconnected routes. So this will definitely involve the creation of infrastructure. Let us take the example of unconnected routes. We need to create a greenfield airport, and creation of greenfield airport is not just enough. Flights should be able to take off and land. So for that there should be enabling weather conditions. And there is another challenge, that is the lack of instrument landing systems or the ILS. So a lack of instrument landing systems lead to flight cancellations, and repeated cancellations make it difficult to build traffic on a particular route. So along with creation of infrastructure, such issues also needs to be addressed. Let us take the example of hilly and terrain areas. Such areas will face a difficulty even if a greenfield airport is built in such areas. So they will have other difficulties like extreme weather conditions, lack of instrument landing systems, etc. So infrastructure creation and also enabling conditions is a major challenge. Now the second challenge relates to the traffic route. The infrastructure challenge can be addressed to a greater extent, but the bigger challenge is in putting in place an ideal network design. So it is important to discover routes where there is sustained traffic. And in order to generate a steady, predictable traffic, a hub and spoke design should be adopted. This will connect large metro airports to the new UDAN routes, and this can eliminate the issue. Now third challenge is regarding the capacity. Most of India's metro airports, they are largely choked and they already have run out of the capacity in terms of landing and also parking slot for the aeroplanes. And in case of metro airports, the passenger traffic is also witnessing an improvement. Around 18 to 20% is the increase in the rate of passenger traffic every year in the metro airports. So in order to manage these traffic, the existing airlines have responded by ordering aircraft that could almost double the existing aircraft capacity in another 3 years. Now another challenge would be to find out convenient time slots for every route. So this is a major administrative challenge in order to find convenient time slots for every route. And the reason is that the number of runways are not increasing in high traffic airports. And also in case of high traffic airports, the airport capacity is lesser than the passenger traffic growth. That means the passenger traffic is increasing every year, but the airport capacity is not increasing up to the level of passenger traffic growth. And so with all these challenges, the UDAN scheme has a long way to go in order to ensure more connectivity in India. Now let us discuss a UPSC Mains model question. The question is, discuss the significance of regional air connectivity in India, and in this regard examine the initiatives taken by the government. So I will give you a structure for this answer. Please try to attempt this, and you can send your copies to joyce.studyiq@gmail.com. You can start your answer by giving the significance, why it is important, why regional air connectivity is important. In the next paragraph, you can explain about the current bottlenecks which we have discussed in the class. What are the challenges? Next, you can quote what are the initiatives taken by the government. So under the initiatives, you can give the examples of UDAN scheme. You can also give the example of Civil Aviation Policy of 2016. You can mention about the liberalized FDI norms. And finally, you can conclude your answer by suggesting some solutions. So this should be the structure of your answer. So everyone please try to attempt this question and send your answers to joyce.studyiq@gmail.com. Thank you.